right about 5:30. Actually, I think we're about 1 minute late, 5:31. So they got the second live indication here, and let's see if I can find this on my iPad. Had a little bit of problems yesterday finding the show on the iPad for some reason, but this time it came right up. Let's see what we've got. Okay, we are good. We are good. The audio's good, and we got 14 folks in live. 14 folks in live, and Durr's got the SBGA229 on. Craig forgot to wind the 002. Actually, I did wind it. I have been keeping up with the 002. It's on wrist. It is working. And I'm sporting a Gitman Brothers shirt today, and I went ahead and buttoned the top button. You know, I'm going a little contrary to everybody when they don't have a tie. They usually have the top button unbuttoned, but I've got mine buttoned. So there you go. And this particular shirt is a mint condition Gitman Brothers shirt made in these United States of America that I picked up recently on eBay. Couldn't pass it up. I paid $12 shipped. $12 shipped, and it's in mint condition, and it's a Gitman Brothers made in USA shirt. And this one is 15.5 33. I can generally wear a 15.5 33 Gitman Brothers. I used to wear 16, but my neck has gotten smaller, and you've probably noticed some of my shirts that are 16s are a little bit too loose around the neck. This one's about right. But a 16 has more fabric in the body of the shirt. But this one's good enough. Gitman Brothers they're generous with the fabric either way. So Gitman Brothers, check it out. Check it out, folks. Let's see. Let me catch up on the unbutton that top collar. Top button is for Triforce wrist. Exactly. You're not supposed to button this, but I was just kind of shaking things up here a little bit. Let me unbutton it here. And I don't like the way this one lays unbuttoned. It's got a kind of crease there. But this hasn't been to the cleaners and hasn't been pressed and starched yet. So there's that. But let me catch up here. Wow, I'm way behind on comments, folks. I get a sip of water. There's the stunner out in the sunlight. The stunner, the 002 stunner out in the sunlight. Okay, our Wags first in. He was in early. I think he thought we were going to start at 5, but this was scheduled for 5:30 because I went to Costco today, and I'll give you some details on that. Dina's in the house. It's time to kick Audemars Piguet out of Holy Trinity brands, replaced with Grand Seiko. There you go. Absolutely. And that's my message where I put in I'm not starting until 5:30. Put that little message in there for folks to see. Lewis is in the house. All you men, I have to sit at work without being distracted by a live stream. It's going to be a lonely day. And Stig's in the house. What is going on here is close to midnight. And also, Tom has asked me to start some shows later because for him it's very early in the morning in Asia, wherever he's located. And so he wanted me to do some streams where we started a little bit later. So can't make everybody happy all the time. Williams Watches was in the house at 5:16. Lance was in the house at 5:25. And Williams Watches says, you keep well, buddy. There you go. And good to hear. All's good here too, thanks. Just finished some almond cake and sat up with a cup of coffee to tune in. There you go. And let's see, Triforce Rich. Lance was thinking about this earlier and needed to point out while Craig comes off as clean-cut, conservative older gentleman, he has had his fun while young. I try to still have some fun from time to time. Don't write me off quite yet. Durr's in the house, 5:30 start time. I like it. Oh, he likes the new start time. Lewis is in the house. Maybe the delay is that Craig got rid of the 005 and bought a Rolex. No, unfortunately, the delay was I was down at Costco and I met a buddy there who wanted to do some shopping, and he wanted to look at everything in the freaking store. Oh my gosh, that was quite an experience. Okay, so where's Lamont? That's a good question. Triforce Rich, he wore Rolex, posed shirtless with hot women, was a womanizer, was crazy with sports cars, and was a hooligan in a boat. In other words, enjoy your youth. No excuse to buy a Tudor, though. That's right. You buy a Rolex and enjoy your youth. There's in the house. I'm wearing the SBGA229, and let's see. And Durr was right there saying we are live at 5:30, so we're caught up to the start time now, at least. And Lance says Lamont's at grammar school. There you go. He can't spell grammar. And Blue was in the house. Okay, and I'm getting caught up here. Brett is in the house. He says, yo, Craig, maybe we can get a report from the West Coast. We'll see what's going on the West Coast. We always are interested in what's going on the West Coast. And Lewis says, hello, everyone, sporting my 005 on a black leather strap. Well, that's interesting. Lewis, please send us a photo to my name, CraigShipp at gmail.com. CraigShipp@gmail.com. We'll show that puppy off. Okay. Carlos, hope you're well. Where's Carlos? Oh, okay. Carlos is in the chat. To me, top, bottom, tied, without tie seems top button. Okay. Yeah, well, most people don't do it, but it's doable. You can do it. It's a thing. Some professors do it. And if you got a hairy chest like I do, it's probably better to do it, to tell you the truth. So there's that. A button-up shirt has the top buttoned up with no tie is either worn by a person working at Bob Evans or Tudor owner. Leon's in the house. Carlos, the English do it sometimes, but yeah, it's a no-go for me and uncomfortable. Yeah, this one's actually pretty comfortable if I button it. This is actually pretty comfortable, so I could wear it either way, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I would typically wear it unbuttoned. I was just trying out a little something different there. Because again, I don't like the way this one's laying right here. It should be about like that. It should be a little curve there instead of going like creasing like there. It should be more like that, right? So anyway, that's how that is. Get it back from the cleaners. They'll get it all straightened up. Let's see. Ron the Shrink was in the house and he got hit. Looks like he got hit with a wrench. A couple times he got hit with a wrench. Oh my gosh, 3 times. Ron the Shrink, he might have to get shellacked. Thank you in advance. Okay, the Mighty Rat's in the house. Been tracking Milgau's accuracy over the last week. Currently running 1 + 1 second per day. Pretty happy with that. That's not bad. For Rolex, that's not bad. It's not going to get you in Grand Seiko territory, Grand Seiko Spring Drive or 9F territory, but that's pretty good for a Rolex. Rolex. Okay, Triforce wrench. Rat, I have the Uber Milgauss plus 0.5 seconds a day. There you go. Now we're talking. Williams Watches says, what's up? Okay, let's see. Triforce wrench. I'll give you West Coast news. Those bastards in L.A. are extending quarantine until the end of June. Oh my, you're kidding me. That's not possible. Are you kidding me? They'll probably do that in Maryland too, though, in the Socialist Republic of Maryland. Lance is in the house. Ron the Shrink, if you keep writing comments like that, then we'll ban you. Oh, he's just got a timeout for 30 seconds by Blue. Let me know if we need to permanently hide that puppy. We don't need hooligans in here. I will be the only hooligan in here. Triforce Rich says, poor Ron abused by these wrenches. And Carlos is sticking up for Ron, though. There seems to be more wrench work here than a car repair shop, says Leon. Joey says Ron is the man. There you go. Maybe Joey is siding up with him. Let's see. I'm siding with Lance on this wrenching. Okay, Blue is going along with Lance. We got a little controversy going on here. Rich is in the house, going to send pics of the Stunner GS with several strap picks. The strap off the watch is what came with the watch too long. On watch is GS from eBay. Oh, I'm very interested in hearing about this because I was thinking about buying one of those straps from eBay. This is very interesting news that we're getting here. Triforce Rich, I'm honestly thinking Lance may need a wrench removal. He bans everyone who makes a comment he doesn't like. Lance, calm down. You too, Blue. Oh, Triforce Rich. And Triforce Rich says, I'm not kidding. Whoa. Okay. He's asking for a wrench review here. Blue's in the house. And Blue says that Triforce in the house. No Broadway shows in New York City until Labor Day. Well, that's not good. Let's see. The Mighty Rat. Not really. I think we should give a wrench to Ron. Crappy Luxury. Ron insinuating Lance is a racist. Oh, whoa. Uh-oh. I just read all of Ron's message. He didn't say anything wrong this time. Okay, let's hold off on hitting him with the wrench unless we're sure, guys. If we're sure, if he does anything really past the line at this point, I'm just going to block him, period. We don't need controversy on this channel, but let's give him a little bit of rope to hang himself with. Kevin's in the house. Who's running the wrenches? Nancy P. And Triforce Rich, Ron was accusing me of being racist. Of course, I'm going to delete his comment. There you go. Yeah, well, you can't be accusing a member of the wrench gang of being improper. Blue is cool, but Lance abuses his wrench. I love Lance, but he's getting to the point where people are leaving the channel. Uh-oh. Okay, so Lance, relax a little bit. Relax a little bit. Power corrupts absolute power. Ron didn't say anything wrong, and I didn't see him accuse Lance of being a racist. They're in the house. We got some controversy going on in here in the chat. I mean, it keeps. Okay, there we go. They're stifled. The comment was deleted. Okay. It was a drive-by wrenching. I read the comment that was deleted. Says Durr. Okay, well maybe he deleted it. He removed his comment. But anyway, a lot of controversy going on. Let's see if we got another picture we can bring up here of the stunner. I'm going to find another picture of the stunner. Oh wow, let me let that one load in. Wow, look at it catching the sun there. Whoa, whoa, getting a little. What do you call that? A little. Darn, I forget the term for that in photography. That like when the light flares like that. There's a term for it. Now all of a sudden I just can't think of it. But there it is. There she blows. Fun stream today, says Blue. I think I should be nominated as King of the Wrenches. A wrench is too much responsibility. That's why I wouldn't want it. Yeah, it is a lot of responsibility, Joey. That is gorgeous, Craig, says Triforce Rich. A good watch for a racist would be a cheap Oris. I wrench you once, winch you twice. I won't let go at any price. Who has wrench seniority here? That's a good question. Who had the first wrench? That's a good question. I wonder who had the first wrench. Okay, so here's the deal. So my buddy, he's too cheap to have a current Costco membership. So he's got like a 5-year expired Costco card. So he says he'll meet me at Costco and he'll just, buy his things on my Costco card. And so first of all, he's late, right? I'm going around, I'm getting my items that I need. It only takes me like 5 minutes to get in, get what I need, and get out, right? It's no big deal. I know exactly what I need. I get it, and I go. Well, he finally gets there late. I already have everything I need in my cart. And he proceeds to want to go down every single row in the place and examine every single item in the place. I swear we were in there for 2 freaking hours. And, I've known this guy since 1977. So, when it's an old friend like that you don't see that often anymore, you know, you cut them some slack. And at the end, he was going to buy me a pizza, so there's that. But anyway, every single row, every single item, and his cart, he only has one speed, that's slow. And of course, he's pre-diabetic, he's overweight, and I make a few very subtle suggestions of something that he might want to get, right? Of course, in my cart, everything is very nutritious, you know, very, very healthy stuff, right? And he's like, well, no, I'm on a low-carb diet and all this. So he gets the 2 big jugs of lemonade, you know. He gets the big things of orange juice, right? That's mostly sugar, right? I mean, everything he puts in his cart. There's not a healthy thing in there, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say anything, right? And so 2 hours of all this. And so that's why the show's a little bit late today. Oh, my goodness. But I did wear the 002 Stunner because he hadn't seen it. So I did wear the 002 Stunner. And he's not a big watch guy, but he did have a Rolex back in the day at one point. But he doesn't anymore. But he loved it. He was like, wow, that's pretty freaking amazing. And yeah. Let's see if I get that in focus a little better. Right about there. He was like, man, that is attractive. And I showed him how he asked about the strap, and I showed him how the strap worked. And he said, wow, I've never seen one like that. He says, that really is easy to take on and off. That's really cool. So that was fun. Let's see. Should I pull the trigger on a solid white gold Tudor? Can you imagine? What a mistake that would be. Of course, they've never made one, so you don't have to worry about getting one of those. And Brianna, the lovely Bree, is in the house, and I wonder if she's going to call in and give us an update. I wonder if the lovely Bree is going to call in. We got 38 live viewers as we speak. Durr's in the house. He says, I'm going to pour myself another shot while I lube up my wrench before I put it to good use. Ron the Shrink is in the house. He says, Craig, can you please address Archie's comment last night that you have a few bolts loose? Well, who doesn't have, when you get to be my age, how are you possibly not going to have a few bolts loose? I mean, you know, so there's that. So Ron, I'll tell you what you have to look forward to when you get older like me, and you've been around a little while, you've been around the block a few times, there's going to be a lot of bolts loose, right? There's going to probably be more bolts loose than there are tight. So just keep that in mind. That's your future that you have to look forward to, if by chance you live to be my age. Carlos is in the house. Lance is a good friend. He's a younger member of the channel. Who's up? Hey, Lamont's in the house. Who's up? And he'd been driving Lincolns. Yeah, I had a Lincoln. I had a Lincoln. I had a couple of Lincolns. I had a Mark III. I think I had a Mark III Lincoln that was dark green with dark green leather. That was nice. I like that car. Lincoln Mark III. I had a Mark V. I think I have a picture of that one. Let me see if I can pull it up. Give me a moment here. Let's do a quick time check. I'll pull up the Lincoln. Speaking of my younger days and having fun. Oh, wait, I just clicked on the wrong link. Just give me a moment here. See, bolts are loose. Bolts are flying all over the place. And let me see if I can find this one. COL and Lincoln. Let's see if it'll come up with that. I know it'll come up. I know there's another way I can bring it to come up. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Stand by. Stand by. And this was brand new. Now, this, let me let it load in. I don't think it's finished loading in yet. I guess that's as clear as it's going to get, because it was a picture of a picture. Anyway, there's a Lincoln Mark V. I believe that was a Mark V. Would have been a Mark VI. I think it was a Mark V. That would have been about a 1979, I'm guessing. It would have been brand new, and that was a demo from the Lincoln dealership that I was working at. So I drove that for a while, and we drove it to the beach with a few ladies. That was Jeannie, with my arm around Jeannie, and then that's Jeannie's friend next to me, and then that's Mary Beth. That's Jeannie's younger sister. So yeah, we took a road trip to the beach in that puppy there, and I had my slicked back hair. There you go. All right, let's see what else we got going on here. Dog man. Let's see here. How would we know? Okay, Lance. Okay, Lance is thin-skinned, but he's also still a kid. We all learn he's a great guy. There you go. How did we know what Archie says during his shows? They are so terrible, nobody watches them. Oh, darn. I think people are still watching Archie. He's like a train wreck. You can't not watch, right? Blues, Dogman and Archie didn't treat Craig well at all. Well, the Dogman is not real bright, so there's that. Lance is in the house. Ron, act like an adult and be mature. Ron the Shrink, that's a good perspective on thing. Craig, okay. Mike Pike, indeed you should pull the trigger on a tutor. If you point the barrel right at the center of the dial, you'll get the right result. That's a good one. I've been discriminated on my race already, dog. There you go. I hear you. Ron, which video at what time in the video? Triforce Rich wants to watch. Yep, more bolts loose than a 1998 DeVille. I hear you. I think the last decent Cadillac was like 1979. The 1979 Fleetwood sedan, it had the 425 cubic inch engine in it, all cast iron, head and block and everything, old school. And it still had the metal window lifts in it. They hadn't gone to the plastic window lifts. They did that in 1980, I believe. And so really 79 was probably the last of the goodies, the good ones. Triforce Rich, Lamont, do you feel Lance has ever discriminated against you? Okay, Lamont, I'm so sorry that racism for people like Lance is tolerated in the watch community. Diversity is our greatest strength. There you go. Ron was sent by the dog trainer to get info on Lance. Everybody used to watch Lamont a lot. Now he's a beloved character in the channel. There you go. Let's see. Carlos, not as beloved as you. Okay, Lamont, any more Cracker Jacks and hot Cheetos today? That actually sounds like a pretty dang good combo, to tell you the truth, sweet and hot. Now this is part 3, I think, of the ideal combination, 2-watch combo meal deal. And we're thinking that it's the 231, which is the watch on the left, the 231 Stunner titanium diver, that's absolutely amazing, and then the 002, which is on my wrist right here, the 002 on wrist. And let's take a close-up of that. So, whoops, how can I get this? There we go. So yeah, so is that the perfect 1-2 combo? To have something elegant, something that you can wear as more of a dress watch, and also kind of a little bit of an all-arounder. You could wear it with a shirt like I have on right now, and a pair of khakis, or even a nice pair of jeans, with, let's say, an alligator belt to match the strap here, and then maybe some maybe some alligator cowboy boots or something, some Lucchese's. Maybe you could wear that and even go to the rodeo with a watch. What do you think? You think you could wear this to the rodeo? What do you guys think about that? Is that a little bit radical? What do you think about that? Let's see. Ron's leaving. Eduardo's in the house. Okay, Carlos, you want to wrench my head off now. We are bros. By the way, do you use social media? Want to add you later so we can chat. Want to pick your mind about some things business-wise. Triforce Rich is starting to do some business. Crappy, he does not see you. I assume he hid you in another channel as a channel viewer. That's interesting. I mean, that is pretty ridiculous that he's able to comment on my channel and me not see it. That doesn't seem right. I don't understand why YouTube would allow that, but YouTube is kind of strange that way. So if you want to relay a comment to me from Crappy, I don't know why I'm not seeing his comments. So Durr's in the house. Dan Craig was hanging out with the hotties in the 70s. Not much difference than today. Hey, a hottie's a hottie. That's right. It doesn't matter when, where, how. Yeah. Let's see. Triforce Rich wanted to, and Dina Scott says, wow, legs. I don't know what that means. Craig, should urban crappy so he can see him? Should unban Crappy so he can see him? I don't think I banned him. I'll have to look on the list. If he wants to send me an email as to what his handle is, I can check and see if he's banned on the channel for some reason. And if he is, I'll be happy to unban him if he promises to cooperate. But if he doesn't give a damn, then don't send me an email and we're all good. But yeah, if he thinks he's banned in error, I will be happy to try to unban him. This is just a troll-free zone. As long as he knows that, we're all good. Craig can see Crappy's comment. He just hasn't got to them. Well, I don't know. I don't. What's his username? I don't think I've been seeing him. Vaughn, I'm black and chill with blacks. No problem with white folks. For real though. Okay, good. Just chilling with my own peeps. Okay, good. You know the reason now I asked you a favor on this channel and you do it. I really appreciate it. Yes, now we are good friends. Okay. Let's see. I like the 1976 Cadillac. The only problem with the 76 is they had a problem with rust along the moldings on the sides. The clips that held those moldings on or something, they just didn't do that stuff right, and they just blistered really bad. They also would blister sometimes around the vinyl top. So there were some blistering issues on the 1976. That was the problem with those. Carlos, can I email Craig so he can forward me your email later so we exchange info? Craig, what do you prefer more, Lamont's Hot Cheetos or Tudor? And Williams Watches says, I'm mixed race and experienced a lot of racism in my life. Uh-oh, that's not good. And Carlos, you can contact me. Oh, he even put his email address right in the chat. There you go. Dr. Ron, okay, there. I'm white and I've experienced a lot of racism in my life. Producer Michael had the store on that he buys watches from, had a Z Blue going for $6,500 and other Rolexes also. Okay. You have to keep the 231. It has a good size and it's light, unlike the 229. Oh, it's very comfortable on wrist. That 231 diver is very comfortable on wrist, considering the size of the watch. Now, I will tell you, and I was really surprised with this. This 002 is the most comfortable watch I've ever had, period. And I can wear it. I usually wear my watches the way it's sitting right now, on this side of the bone, uphill from the bone. But this one, I can move it down over the bone like that. I can wear it like that, and it's still comfortable. It's one of the few watches I've had that can be worn on the lower side of the bone, if you know what I'm talking about, and still be very comfortable. That's extreme versatility. That means I can, if I want to, I can have it under the cuff. Okay? Get it up underneath that cuff. See, like that? If I want to, I can wear it like that. You know, and I can still shoot the cuff a little bit and read it, right? Or I can have it partially under the cuff like it is right there, or I could have it completely exposed. I've got full versatility with the 002, which is very good for a dress watch to have that kind of versatility. Very good for a dress watch. Because you never know when you might want to hide it under the cuff versus when you want to have it fully exposed doing its thing. Let's see here. Tom, the 005 is the most accurate and robust watch in your collection. Fact. However, you probably don't need it. Good point. But I think you could make the argument that the 231 is a little bit more robust than the 005 just because it's a diver's watch, and diver's watches are made to take even more abuse, basically, than your typical watch. But the 9F, I will grant you, is an extremely robust movement. But I think both of those can handle anything I would put them through. So I think as far as being robust, I think either one can do it. The 05 obviously is more versatile from a size standpoint, from the size of the watch standpoint. But since I have the 002, you're right, it's almost redundant. Does the GS 002 have 18 karat gold tandem markers? I think it does, Dina, but maybe you can do some more independent research on that. But I believe it does. But Grand Seiko doesn't always talk about a lot of things like that for some reason. Unlike Rolex makes a point of talking about things like that, Grand Seiko just kind of like says, here's the watch, right? And they don't provide a lot of information. But I think they are. Steve believes they are. But it'd be neat if you could get something definitive on that. That would be kind of interesting. So maybe some member of the Wrench Gang can independently research that and see what they can come up with. Craig, I sent you an email with some pics. Okay, we'll take a look at that. I think that 002 could be worn wherever, says Lance. I tend to agree with that. Are the best cowboy boots made in Texas? I like Lucchese. I'm a big fan of Lucchese. If you get them made for your feet, I believe they still do made to order down there. And so I would do that because that was the only way I got boots that really fit me right. I tried several pairs of boots that were not made to order, and I just couldn't get them to fit me right. First of all, my feet are slightly two different sizes, and that was an issue. So anyway, I had my first pair made down there, and then I had another pair made, and I've had very good luck with both pairs of Lucchese's. So yeah, that's what I would say would be a good move on the cowboy boots. Lewis is in the house. Keep the 005 for when you travel. It's quartz. That doesn't need to be serviced. You'll miss that midnight blue dial. Good point. Carlos, that's a negative. The postal service is Doki, whatever that means. It's been in a distribution center 30 minutes from where I live for 5 business days. Oh my goodness. Dina Scott was referring to the gals in the Lincoln pic. Oh, okay. Yeah, they're attractive young ladies. Absolutely. The 231, there they are. The Lincoln pic. The young ladies in the Lincoln pic. Okay. Oh, let's see here. The 231 Stunner won't need service and no chance of dying battery while you're on vacation. Correct. It's kind of just a permanent wear it and forget about it watch, really. Durr's in the house. I think Craig just doesn't see any messages that relate to kitty litter or shitty watches. That's possible. at Craig. Crappy is asking about Maryland crab cakes. Oh, they can be good. I've got a number of restaurants that are sponsors on Frederick.com that have really good crab cakes. Most of them are closed right now, unfortunately. But yeah, the Maryland crab cakes, they can be very good. They're a specialty of most decent restaurants are going to have Maryland crab cakes. If they're worth their salt, I mean, they're going to have them. And they are going to be good. So yeah, absolutely. Megan in the house. Hey, Craig. Was my watch off yesterday? I thought you guys meet around 3 Mountain Time, right? Well, Megan, we had an earlier show yesterday because it was the Bitcoin halving that happens once every 4 years, and we were celebrating the Bitcoin halving. So the show was earlier yesterday. So usually I start about 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Usually about 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Today I started at 5:30 Eastern Time. We are going to try to do a few shows that are a little bit later, like 5:30, 6 o'clock. For some of the people in Asia that this is too early, like Tom, it just comes on too early for him, early in the morning. So we're trying to move a few shows a little bit later, just for him, and for others there in that neck of the woods. And I'm trying to get Steve to do some more shows, but it's been like pulling teeth. He's got one show scheduled for Thursday. I believe he's going to do one on Thursday. And Bree can Skype in at 6:15. Okay, good. And anybody else wants to Skype in, I love having guests Skype in. And maybe Carlos can Skype in and join us also. That would be good. We always like updates from him. Crappy, you surprised me when you commented about the crab cakes. I thought you were not eating that. Okay. Crappy, does your cat bury the Oris in the litter box? Milgau Z, blue, in questionable condition with no box and paper, $6,500, but still a pretty decent deal coming from a well-known dealer. I would lowball him. If he's asking 68, 65, I'd try to get it for 5,800, something like that. Market's getting soft right now. There's some deals to be had. Blues in the house. I wonder if the diamonds that producer Michael's friend really sell for millions, as he tells us in the videos. Crappy says he would like you to talk a bit about Maryland crab cakes, Craig. Okay, I think I just did. Bree says I can Skype in around 6:15, and I just read that twice. I'm just kind of like, this thing jumps on me sometimes. I think Crappy should Skype in to the chat during the house. Well, if you think that would be appropriate, and if he wants to do that, feel free to give him my Skype number. I think you have it. I don't like to give it out over the broadcast. Oh, let me check the email. We're behind on email. Quick time check. Okay. Okay, and here's a couple of pictures. Wow. Pretty cool. Oh, I kind of like the Intel cross pen sets. There's 2 of them. Wow, 2 Intel sets. And there's a Date 8, and there's a 229. I think you should upgrade the 229 to a 231. And it looks like a snowflake. And I'm going to say something controversial here. I think you should sell the snowflake, and I think you should keep the Date 8, and I think you should upgrade the 229 to a 231, and I think you should sell every other watch you have. I think you should rotate the Date 8 with the 231 and call it a day. That's my recommendation there. And there's another shot. Stunner alert in the middle. And I'm telling you one thing, I wouldn't do a damn thing to that Date 8. I wouldn't have anybody tighten that bracelet. I'd leave it exactly the way it is. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's probably going to last for years and years and years, just the way it is. Okay, let's see what else we got going on here. We're giving sage advice here. Okay, here we go. We're looking at some straps here. Okay, this is interesting. I really want to know about this. Let me know in the chat what the deal is with this, because I'm thinking about buying some straps myself. Very interesting. Very interesting. So are you telling me that this black strap is shorter than the factory strap? Because I wouldn't mind having one a little bit shorter. I don't mind the one I have. It's working fine, but and you know, people say they like the bigger scales. I don't mind the smaller scales like this one has. Everybody wants the bigger scales, right? I think this one looks fine. Let me know in the chat. Please give me more information on this, Rich, and maybe even send me another email with some more information about this, what the exact length is of the one that you got and where you got it, because this is interesting. This is very, very interesting. Now, here's a link from Kyle to an Air King that is on eBay, and it's a buy it now price of $29.13, and you can make an offer on it, and it's free shipping, and it's in Texas. So let's pull up some pictures on this. Why aren't the pictures getting big? Oh, here we go. All right, let's look here. Let's look here. It's got a little bit of, quote, patina on those hands. I mean, it's been around a little bit. Whoever buys that might be in for a servicing. I would count on it. I would, you know, if you get lucky and you don't need to do any servicing, that would be fine, but I wouldn't be surprised if that one's got a servicing in its future. Let's see here, what else? Craig, give the Rolex AD a ring and find out if they're open to test drive the day. I don't have to give them a ring. I know they're closed. They're Maryland, everybody's closed, tight as a freaking drum. All retail's closed. Our governor is a jackbooted thug. Mike is in the house. Yes, nothing was said about the shape of any of the watches shown. Let's see here. Hey, Craig, nice shirt, Cheetown. Well, thank you very much. Thank you. It was a deal. I got this on eBay, about $12 shipped, mint condition. It is a Gitman Brothers. I needed another shirt like I needed a hole in the head, but this one popped up at a real good price, so I just locked and loaded on it. You never know when you might need an extra shirt. I've got about 100 of them. But oh well, it is what it is. Let's see. Actually, I might even have more than 100. It's insane how many shirts I have. I just like shirts. I don't know what the hell is going on with all that. But Craig shouldn't sell the 005. It's really cool sports watch during the house. They designed the 9F to be 4 times stronger than a regular quartz, let alone an automatic watch. Yeah, it is amazing. But I'll tell you, the spring drive is robust also. It is robust also. It's no joke. Brianna calling in. Let me answer this. Give me a moment here. Let me make this full screen. Okay, Bree, can you turn the camera horizontal? Can you turn horizontal?
Horizontal?
The phone. See if that works.
There?
See if it'll switch over. It's not switching over. When you're on...
Maybe there?
Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Where are you?
Just going for a walk around my neighborhood.
Okay. Is there anything cool that you can show us?
Not really, just trees.
Can you walk to the water?
But
Can you get to the water?
to the what?
To the water? Can you go to the river?
To the water?
Yeah, the river.
Oh, it might take a while going there.
Okay. How far are you from Paul's house? Paul Falpel. You know
How far am I from what?
You know my friend that lives around the corner from you? Paul? Remember
Right.
the guy with the boat I told you who lives around the corner from you?
Yes.
How far is that from your place?
Like 20 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
It's not that long.
I'd like to it'd be interesting if he's there and he could say hi.
Okay.
You think we should try to surprise him or not?
Like you calling him?
Well, no, you could just knock on the door and say that we're live.
Knock on the door.
If he happens to be there. I'll tell you what you could do.
No.
Do you
No, I meant 20 minutes by car, not my walking distance.
No, I think he lives very, very close to you. We checked on the
Really?
map. Yeah, I think he lives very, very close to you. You don't remember?
Oh, well, I don't know what his address is.
Yeah, well, I can't tell you over the broadcast here. I can text it to you.
You could probably text it. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see here. I think it's very close to you.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought he lived in Annapolis.
No. He's on Mill Creek Road, but I'll send you the number. Okay? Can you remember Mill Creek Road?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to just send you the number by text. Let's see here. Well, I'll put the name in here too. Okay, so I just sent you the address. Why don't we do this? Why don't you hang up and see if you can go to that address and then call me back from there.
Oh, okay.
Can you do that?
Okay. I'll try,
and,
yes.
And then we'll see what cars park there, and depending on what cars park there, I'll know if he's there or not.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, call me back when you're there.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye. Okay, folks, this is going to be very interesting if the lovely Bree can pull this off, because let me fill you guys in. My buddy, Paul, who was at the event at Little Treasury, the guy who bought the red sub from me and a couple of other watches, back in the day, another Rolex, an Omega, a couple watches. Anyway, he lives a very, very short distance from Brianna. He's on the water there in Annapolis, and he's got a boat, and he's got a nice place. And so if by the off chance he's there, maybe we can have a live encounter with him. And maybe we'll do it as a surprise. I won't even give him a heads up. We'll surprise him. Let me know in the chat if you guys think that's a good idea. All right, let me know in the chat. Let's see. I agree with my stainless steel model. I can wear it anytime on the wrist, like on the bone, which looks the best. Okay. I hope, Eduardo, I hope it is cleared soon. I assume it's stressing. Want to have it. Okay, and checking. Okay. Craig, I sent you an email with some stunners. Is that the one we already looked at? I think I'm behind here. Yeah, I'm behind. Okay. Carlos, I'm beyond stressed. I'm just annoyed that it's taking so long. Okay. Carlos, you use Instagram or Facebook? Let's see. I use Facebook, but I really only have ultra close real life friends there. I don't blame you, Carlos. Craig, why are your watches slower than actual time? There's a delay on YouTube, Rich. There's a delay. 20, 30 seconds. Depends on, internet connection speeds and stuff. Different people have different delays. Kyle's in the house. You guys were trying to sell Lance my Rolex. I like it, though. Yeah, but Kyle, you've got the 005. No, you've got the, what's the model number on yours? I forget the model number on yours now. I'm confused. But anyway, you've got a 9F Stunner. You don't need the Rolex anymore. Send it to a good home, Kyle. Hers in the house. I saw a video with Bree Fit Dance and her mom doing an exercise on the floor, and I literally thought it was a picture duplicate of Bree herself. Talk about good genes. There you go. That's right. And you should see the picture. She did a really cool video it was a picture of her mom with her when she was real young, like when she was like 1, I think, when Bree was like 1 year old. And then they posed and they did the same pose now, like 20 years later, right? It's really a cool thing. That's on her social media too. That's really cool. And her mom didn't change in like 20 years. The two pictures, her mom was like 20 years ago, right? In the one picture, right? And she pretty much looks the same. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Kyle, okay. Craig, I sent you an email with a link. Okay, I think I just looked at that. Lance, you don't want Kyle's Rolex. 34 mil is too small unless you want to buy it for your girlfriend. No, come on, Durr. That's ridiculous. He has a pretty small wrist, and that would look fine. The one looked fine on Kyle's wrist. He had it on the other day. It looked fine. This big watch thing with some of you guys is just, and your date 8, your 36 mil date 8 looks stunning. I mean, people say, oh, that's a woman's watch. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's not a woman's watch. I would say that the 005 is more versatile than the Diver. It can be dressed up or down more easily, but it isn't an easy decision. Personally, I would keep both, but wear the 005 when you have doubt. Lewis and House. Very good points. Very good points for keeping both. Carlos, I can Skype, but it would be great to have somebody that does not connect often. Well, let's see if Bree can pull this off with Paul, and then we'll go from there. Let's see. Kyle Jet, yes, Craig was trying to sell Lance your Rolex yesterday. When so diamonds become worthless when you plaster them on a Rolex watch. Yeah, I mean, I hate a man's Rolex with diamonds on it. Kyle's in the house, Rich LOL. If I were him, I wouldn't get it, though. They go for more than some new high-end watches. It is comfortable, though. Okay. Let's see here. I really only wear 34 mil in dress situations. In my opinion, for an everyday use, it's a little small. Lance in the house. Carlos, if you want crappy, I can send it to you. Okay. Let's see, Tom. I know I missed that portion of the show, but saw it later. 34 mil Rolex wears surprisingly large. And it looked fine on Kyle's wrist. Kyle, chime in. It looked great on your wrist. 34 mil is a fine size for a man's watch, says Williams Watches. Tom's in the house. I watch most of the shows later due to time difference. Appreciate the content you have provided. Well, thank you. Yeah, we're doing this show a little later for you, Tom. This one's for you. Mighty Rats in the house. Okay, Brianna's calling in. This could be interesting. Okay.
Okay.
Hold on, let me get the headset. Brianna's in motion, making things happen. Okay, so
I just ran here.
what's the status? What's going on there? Can you point the camera around so we can see?
I don't know if I can point because the tag numbers.
Oh, okay. You don't want to show the
But
the car. Okay, so what kind of cars are there?
there's a Explorer. Um,
A
I think
Ford
it's an
a Ford Explorer?
yeah, a
Really?
Ford Explorer.
Okay, I didn't know he had one of those. Okay, what else?
Okay, I think I'm looking at the right place.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, maybe I can show the garage.
Make sure you're looking at the right place.
I don't know if I can. Oh, okay. That's that's
Okay,
the place.
okay, and show the house a little bit. Just show the
It's
house.
like yeah.
Yeah, I think that's his place. I think he's got an apartment over the garage, and then I think there's the house. I think that's his place.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had the Ford though. But yeah, I mean, what do you think? Do you think that? Do you think you
I don't
should?
know.
You think you should knock and see? Or you think he'd be too surprised? Let me
I don't know. He
call
wouldn't know
him.
me, right?
Let me try to
He
call
wouldn't know
him.
me.
Let me try to
He would
call.
be like
Let
a
me
little
try.
creeped out.
Let me try to call him on the phone. Okay, stand by.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to call him. This is funny. I'm gonna put him on the speaker.
It's a nice day though.
I know. See if he answers the phone.
Hello?
Hey, Paul.
Hey, Craig, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing good. Brianna is outside of your house.
Okay.
So weird.
She wanted to say hi. What are you doing?
I'm just relaxing right this second.
Okay. Okay, well, it's a good thing I called you because I was going to have her knock on your door.
Well, then she'd have the crazy dogs go bananas here, so she probably doesn't want to do that. I
Okay.
was just out walking around the block.
You were walking. She's out walking.
Yeah.
So she was just going to like introduce herself to you live on our live broadcast.
Okay. I'm probably not dressed appropriately for that.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll have to do this another time because she's right around the corner from you.
Yeah, I know exactly where she lives.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, she's literally in the
Wow.
court right around the corner, so yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, give me a holler the next time, but yeah, we're just finishing up dinner and stuff like that, all right?
All right. We'll try to figure it out, and then we'll see if we can.
Where are you at? Are you at your house?
Yeah, I'm at my house. We're live streaming on YouTube, and
Okay.
she Skyped into the live show, and she was out walking, and I said, "Well, how close are you to Paul's place?" And she said, "I'm pretty close." So anyway,
There you go. All
but
right.
we'll do it. We'll do it on another show, and maybe you can have the red sub on.
There you go. Well, actually, I probably have it on right now, too. So, all right, goodbye. See you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Well, yeah, we'll have to set it up.
All right.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny. But he was wearing the red. He's wearing the red sub right now. That watch is worth about 30 grand. Those are hard to get.
Wow.
Yeah, they're very rare.
Yeah.
All right. So, I'm not showing you. Now I'm showing you again. Okay. So, all right. What? Well, I don't know what you can do out there walking around. Okay. Well, first of all, give us an update. How are you feeling? Are you feeling okay?
Yes, I am.
All right. You're
It was
taking.
a really busy day. Working on my schoolwork.
Okay. Did you get any exercising in?
Not really, actually.
Well, you better.
This is the
You better.
first
Yeah, you better get.
exercise.
Yeah, you better get on it. Get busy. Get busy. Okay. And here's the other thing
Yep.
I want you to do. I want you to start doing your hula hoop practicing.
Okay.
All right, at least 10 minutes.
I'm also doing ribbon dancing.
Okay, I want you to do that, but I want you to do at least 10 minutes a day with the hoop.
Okay, 10 minutes.
You've got two nice hoops, right? You got to
Yeah.
you got to get good at that. And I want you to practice on the isolations.
Okay. Yes.
Okay?
I tried it before, but
And by the
I
way,
still couldn't get.
you'll get it. You'll get it. Just keep trying. And by the way, later this week, it's going to be beautiful. Tomorrow, starting tomorrow, it's going to be beautiful, I think, the rest of the week. So
Right.
take advantage of that. Okay?
Oh, I think I can show maybe like the boats
Okay.
because I am actually pretty close.
Okay.
Since I just came to his neighborhood.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are the boats are primarily though behind the private homes, right? Or is there also a dock, like a public dock there?
I don't think you can walk on it, but I can show it.
He said there's like a restaurant right near him also. That's kind of cool
Yeah. Yeah.
that he goes
There's
to.
seafood.
He's been inviting me for years to come down there, and I haven't. And sometime I've got to do that.
Yeah, it's pretty close to my place.
Yeah.
It's a nice area. So.
Yeah, he has a nice house. He has a nice place.
I can agree. But yeah, I can show a little
In the
bit
back,
here.
his place in the back is especially nice because he's right on the water.
Oh yeah.
And he's
Definitely.
got his boat back there. So yeah. All right, a live report from the lovely Brianna. The lovely Brianna. And what's that you're going to right now?
So I'm actually going to the restaurant.
Oh, okay.
It's right here.
Okay. And if you walk down there, then you'll be able to see the water from there. Because they're on
yes.
I think they're on the water.
Hopefully I'm not trespassing.
No, you're fine. Just tell them you know me. Tell them you know Craig. And everything will be fine. And just make sure they know you're live broadcasting on Mid-Atlantic TV.
So I think that's the restaurant, and then these are the boats.
Okay. Cool. And can you get to the water?
Yes.
Okay. I'm starting to see water. Cool.
Pretty.
Now, do you walk down here very often?
Sometimes.
Good.
Not often, but I should.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, it's a big area.
Nice. And you can just sit out there and eat and just enjoy the peace.
Yeah.
Enjoy the peace and quiet. And there's a place where you can put a boat in the water, right there, boat ramp. Nice.
Yeah, there's a boat right there.
Yeah.
And then, that's the restaurant.
Yeah. And you can sit in those benches there and look around. And cool. All right. Well, Brianna, BreeFitDance.com, BreeFitDance.com. Brianna giving us a report live from right near Annapolis. And keep up the good work. And don't let this virus scare stop you from your goals. Don't let anything stop you. Full speed ahead.
Yes, I'm still motivated.
Full speed ahead.
To work on it.
All right. I will let you go and carry on. All righty. Take care.
You.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye. The lovely Brianna in the house live, just like that. Okay. It's always good to get a report from the field. From Brianna. Time check. There we've been going for about an hour. Let me catch up on these comments, and we're going to get ready to wrap things up pretty soon. My dinner's going to be ready at 6 o'clock. It's been cooking all day in the slow cooker for 10 hours. Black beans and some more stuff. Let's see. Kyle Jet, I watch most of the shows later due to the time to. Okay, I already read that. Okay, read that. My wrist right now is about 6.5 inches around, so 34 millimeter Air King would look fine now, but would probably look a little small when I'm older. No, Lance, it would be fine. Come on. Eduardo, Craig, a blue alligator strap would look great on the 002. There you go. Carlos, to my eyes, seems nicer brown strap with yellow gold. I like this color. This is like a deep brown. I think it's very versatile. You can wear it with almost anything. I think that's pretty good move. But I tell you, my other gold stunner had a black strap on it, and it looked stunning. So yellow gold looks pretty good with just about anything, really. I'm not a fan of any strap scales, says Tom Austin. Nice Air King, says Carlos. Kyle says, I like my 34 actually for size. If my wrist were any larger, I don't think it would work. I also don't like the newer Air Kings at all. Oh, I agree with you on that. Yeah, I like your Air King much better. There's in the house, the Mighty Rat. They are unused 10K gold-filled pens from the 70s that my deceased grandfather was given for being one of the top sellers at Intel. Definitely not getting rid of them. Okay, there you go. Williams watches... at Lance, I have 7.25 inch wrist, and I mostly wear 36, 38 millimeter, but a 34 dress piece I have no problem wearing. There you go. Tom Austin, for a bit more, Lance could get an older date just like he wants. There you go. 34 mil is a girl size by today's standards. Yeah, but today's standards are for crap. Okay? Today people have no taste. They wear a bunch of garbage. I mean, if you go by the way people dress today, yeah, you're not going to be very well dressed. Go by the way people dressed in the 1930s. Go by the way Cary Grant dressed in any movie he was ever in. Just look at how Cary Grant dressed, and there you go. You'll be good to go. There's a series that's on Netflix called The Last Tycoon. The Last Tycoon. It's only one season. I guess they canceled it after the first season, but it's pretty good, I think. Talk about well-dressed people. Watch The Last Tycoon on Netflix. And there you'll learn a few things about how to dress. And by the way, the lead character gets given a couple of watches in the thing. The one guy gives him a watch. And then he was jealous. His boss was jealous, and then he ended up giving him a watch. So he got 2 watches given to him in the show, in the series, so far. And I'm not even through it. Maybe he'll get a 3rd watch before it's all done. So there you go. Let's see. Triforce Rich. Ideal watch for Lance is actually a newer OP or Explorer. Loom would be fully functional and would be great for many years with no fuss. I agree with that, Triforce Rich. Good points. They're the only one that has a problem with 34 millimeter watches. I'm wondering he wants to compensate for other areas. Tom's in the house. Kyle Jet, which would you use in the ocean? Yet Governor Rhino, Republican, name only, will only answer a question about where all those taxpayer paid for COVID tests from Korea are. Yeah, good point. Dur's in the house. I must be the only one with common sense. Was that Rolex on eBay acrylic glass or sapphire? I would guess that is, that might be acrylic. That's a good question. But yeah, I would agree. I think he's got better options than that watch. So I would pass on it. Here's the watch in question. Yeah, I would probably take a pass on that one. Okay. I'd only wear it with a suit or sports coat. Well, that Air King can be worn with anything. That's a very versatile watch. And remember, one 34 mil watch is not equivalent to another 34 mil. Some of them wear bigger than others, and the Rolexes tend to, be more forgiving in that from that standpoint. The Mighty Rat, let's see. Let's see. I see your point, pal, but I don't need to make up for anything. And the size of my watches, most say that 36 millimeter is too small and girl size, but the fact is anything over that size is not comfy. There you go. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. And what the proof is in the pudding. You need to put it on and see how it feels and see how it looks to you. And that's the proof is in the, you know, in the wearing. I mean, I didn't know until I put this watch on my wrist how it would feel. And I put it on. Steve let me put it on at his place, and I literally wore it around his place, and I gesticulated, and I pointed, and I pretended like I was picking things up. I tried to simulate anything I would do. I put my jacket on and off. I put my top coat on and off. I had the trench coat with me. I wore it with my sleeves down. I wore it with my sleeves rolled up. I tested it every which way, and I came to the conclusion that, man, this thing is freaking awesome. And I told him, I said, well, I'm not really sure, because I was still negotiating, right? But once we had the deal and the deal was done, a done deal, then I told him how much I really liked it. Don't ever tell them that you just really love it and it's just everything you ever wanted until after you've finished doing the deal and after you've done all the negotiations, right? So that's the way you do that. Kevin says, wow, she's stunning. Okay, who are you talking about? Who were you talking about? Brianna? Maybe Brianna? Yeah, she's stunning. There's no doubt about that, if that's who you were talking about. The replacement GS has a cutout for a prong buckle. The original no-notch cutout that came with the deployant has a 10 millimeter longer tip side. Let's see. The original with no notch cutout came with the deployant has a 10 millimeter longer tip side. Okay. I highly suggest that the GS from eBay, it's the same strap. Well, Rich, there's a strap on eBay that does not have the cutout. Let me go there. Let me go there because I have it in my watch list. Let me see if I can find it here. Oh boy, where is it? Oh, for crying out loud. Where is it? I will find it. Trust me, I will find it. Got a few things I need to delete here. That one I can delete because I've already bought it. That was this shirt. And here's one that ended. That ended. So let's delete that. That was one of the straps, but it's ended. And that, don't mind me while I do a little bit of house cleaning here. Get my watch list here updated. I had some items here that have ended that should have not been left in here. Oh my gosh, all these straps, a lot of these straps have ended. Maybe I need to buy one of these things like post haste before they're all sold out. Let me see if I can find one of these still in stock. Okay, I'm going to need to do a search because the ones I had bookmarked have sold. Let me find one here. GS 19 millimeter. Let's see if that works. Okay. Wow. I wonder if this guy is sold out. I'm not finding them now. Oh, here we go. 19 millimeter. He's raised his price. This was $176. All right, so there's this is the guy. Let's see. Yeah, he's in North Carolina. This is the guy. And this is the strap in question. And it looks like the interesting. It looks like the part that goes, the short part might be shorter than the short part on mine. Of course, you'd have to know the measurements to really know that. So, is this the strap? I'm going to look at it again here. And we've got a delay. Is this the strap that you would recommend? Okay, Rich, if you're still there, if you can respond in the chat, what do you think about this particular strap? And let's look at the measurements here. Let's go down here and look at the measurements. Okay. Okay, you can see here it has the longer part of the strap is 13 centimeters. 13 centimeters. And the short part of the strap is 6 centimeters. 6 centimeters. And it goes from 19 down to 16 is the taper. So let me know if you think that is the strap I should lock and load on. If you think I should lock and load on that strap. I'm going to add it to my watch list for sure. But it's interesting. He's already changed the price. It was $176 the other day. There's a real stunner. There's a real stunner. Bree in the house. Well, yeah, I guess so. 36 millimeter is a girl size unless it's solid gold, says Durr. Okay. All right. There you go. Touche. Thanks, William, says Lance. And Williams Watches says hello to Bree. And let's see. Let's see. Durr, only 36 millimeter watch I'd buy as a date. I'd consider a 1016 as well if I was loaded. Loaded. Joey's in the house. Don't do it, Bree. Practice social distance. Don't contact anybody. Joey. Is Joey scared of that silly virus? I hope not. I hope you're not scared of that silly virus. Are you kidding me? Okay, Williams watches in the house. Stir. Just say all 36 millimeters are girl size. Lamont in the house. I wouldn't do it, Brianna. You might catch Paul cheating on his red sub with a tutor. It's your truth, Durr, but it's not the truth. Hey, Carlos. Is that the lovely Bree biking? No, she wasn't biking. She was walking. Bree, have you and Craig set a date for the Rolex AD trip? Derek in the house. Well, we got to wait until they open for business. They're closed. Durr's in the house. He says, truth is gospel. A 36 mil watch was a retail value over $30K, then a man can wear it. If not, it's a lady's watch. Poor girl. What a setup. Joey in the house. Joey's like a real downer, you know. He'd be one of the ones at the party that would be like, "Hey, let's keep it quiet. You know, we don't want to disturb the neighbors." You know, he's like a real downer type guy. I mean, talk about, you know, throwing water on the fire type of thing, right? Bree is going to sleep today in the police station, says Carlos. Carlos is scared too. He thinks the jackbooted thugs are going to lock her up. Does Paul like surprises? Obviously, he didn't like a surprise because he said, no, not right now. He probably is social distancing. He's probably concerned about, he's in the medical field, so he's probably concerned with social distancing. I didn't even think about that aspect of it. I measure my wealth with what's in the bank, not on my wrist, but each to their own. Well, that's a very good point. I mean, you should absolutely not count your watch as part of your wealth. A watch is a consumable. You know, it's not an asset. Matter of fact, it's a liability because they cost money to service them and maintain them and all that kind of stuff. The watch is actually a liability. It's not an asset. Let's see, his wife might get angry. That's no doubt about that. Not a good idea, Craig. There you go. I hope Craig's friend does not have one of those nice signs. If you can read this, you are in my sight. Durr says, William, watches, I don't measure my wealth by what's on my wrist either. That's just for fun. Joey's in the house. That's a bad idea. Only contact and see people you are currently living with. They've sold Joey on this whole, he's scared to death. They probably scared him into the corner. He's probably sitting in the corner in his room with a mask on, waiting for the virus to come and get him. That's no way to live your life, Joey. This thing is totally blown out of proportion. It's basically a bad flu is all it is. And if you're in good shape, if you're otherwise in good shape, if you're not diabetic and all that kind of stuff, you should be fine. Now, if you're not in good shape, then I would say this would be a good time to make that job one, getting into shape. And I'm hoping this is a wake-up call for a lot of people out there that have been abusing their bodies and eating all kinds of crap and sitting on their butt all day long every day. I hope this is a wake-up call that they need to start eating right and get up and get in motion and make some things happen. I hope that comes out of all this. Because let me tell you something, sitting around with masks on all the time is not a good play. It's not good for you, by the way, to wear those damn masks and to breathe back in your exhausted air and just breathe it right back in. I mean, that's not exactly a good thing to do. This whole mask thing is a total disaster. Whoever thought that up, is not the friend of ours. Let's see, what else do we have? Watches, you don't have to believe me. I'm not here to convince or prove anything to anyone. Actually, we are. We're here to give guidance. We're here to help save people from stupid mistakes, like buying tutors. All right, I'm out of water. For Christ's sake, excuse my French. I get bent out of shape when I'm out of water. Let's see. Tom Austin, size should depend on the size of the person, their wrist, and the style of watch, in my opinion. Yeah, you got to try them on. You got to see what it feels like on wrist and how you like it and all that. And that's the big thing. To be fair, Durr, you're trying to convince all of us that Seiko Tuner was a winner and the Mighty Rat. Tom Austin is laughing about that one. Can't imagine a woman ever looking at a Tudor and seeing beauty. Durr, the Mighty Rat. The Seiko Tuner is an awesome beater. Your picture of an actual tuner can on the wrist is probably the best you have to offer. Okay, come on, guys. Don't be attacking each other. Kyle's in the house. For me, the 34 millimeter size is great. I wouldn't want any smaller, though. 34 is the cutoff, but that Air King is extremely comfortable. Bree is in Lamont's house. Dogman has a Ford Explorer. Oh my gosh, that's sad. Maybe Seiko will come out with a limited, I'm not sure what that is, mackerel edition. Okay, mackerel, I guess. OP36 is a great beater. Can you smell chips coming from the basement, Joey Bean? Joey Ben, a damn stalker. Do you have stalkers? Is that what you have? You've got stalkers there? Damn, Joey's got issues, I think. Kyle's in the house. We can't see anything Bree is showing us at all, Craig. Well, maybe I didn't have it on camera. I'm sorry. Yeah, yes, she should knock. I would not mind to receive a non-planned visit of somebody like Bree. Triforce Rich. Kyle, if that 34 millimeter wasn't a Rolex Oyster case, you probably wouldn't touch it. A normal 34 mil is a dot on the wrist. Williams watches, do you prefer the OP with or without a date complication? I need to see Lamont's house. Okay, relaxing until now. Okay, I'm trying to get caught up here, folks. I'm way behind on the comments. Rich, probably true. Craig, you should have never sold the red sub. You could have traded it for 3 Bitcoins now. Yeah, but that was a long time ago, Durr. I've made a lot of money with that money since then. You know, I keep my money turning over and making money. Do the math. Okay, so, nice with it, Craig. I recently saw a video of a comparison between the 114270 Explorer 36 mil and a new 116000 Oyster Petrol. The case and the lugs on the Explorer are noticeably slimmer than the OP. Interesting. Cool. Yes, even though the modern OP has a slightly squared looking case. Is this hoop thing a fetish for some guys? Triforce Rich. It's just a cool art form. The first time I saw hoop dancers was at Siesta Beach, I don't know, 15 years ago or whenever it was. And it's just mesmerizing. It's just fantastic. It's a great art form. I think if the girl is really good, like Audrey was really good, it's stunning. I mean, they're beautiful doing that hoop dancing. So for some guys, I guess it absolutely could be. But whatever term you want to use, they are fun to watch. Let's see. Cheetown, California, absolutely. Okay. And then definitely looks clunkier. Okay, we should check out that video. I will write you later. Okay, looks like Bree is in heaven. Weather is crappy today, so gloomy and kind of humid. Triforce Rich. It was beautiful here today. And Lance sent me a photo. Let's see what photo he sent me. I'm wondering if I should buy this strap just for fun. He's raising the price, for gosh sakes. Yeah, this Omega's okay, but yeah, I wouldn't. I'd pass. I'd pass on that, Lance. Let's see. For some reason, that image didn't come through from Durr. And Tom's watch duo, a watch duo. That is a good combo. That is a good 1-2 meal deal. A 1-2 meal deal. Photo from Tom. Stunners in the house. Let's see, it's been surprisingly okay. Cheetown, I love how green Maryland and Virginia are. Southern California is the color of dirt and rocks. Yeah, when I was out in California many years ago, my dad was working out there. He actually was a rocket scientist, and he was working out there on a satellite project, a huge communication satellite. And he was working out there in Silicon Valley, and this was probably the mid-'70s. You know, I was very young, probably maybe early 70s, maybe more like 1972, something like that. And I went there for a summer and spent a summer out there. And if it wasn't somewhere that was irrigated, it was brown. I mean, it was terrible. I didn't like it that much. I really didn't. I thought I'd love it, but no, I much prefer the East Coast. From anywhere here in Maryland down to Florida and up north, depending on the time of the year, right? Be up north in the summer and down south in the winter. I think it's wonderful. Let's see. I assume that place is close to Intercoastal Waterway. Okay. We need a live report on tonight's dinner. Get a pink strap for that stunner, Craig. Craig, I told you year in, year out to stream with daily regularity. Now is the time to put yourself out there and flog the algo. I don't know what that means. Sorry, Greg. I don't know what that means. A well-dressed person can dress up and down. It's not all about a suit and tie, but that should be in the rotation. Good point. Kyle says, it is acrylic, not sapphire. There you go. Dare says, Craig sent you an email, a great pic of another member's watch collection. Okay. It didn't come up there. It didn't load that picture for some reason. Let me double check, but I went there and it didn't load in. So you might need to resend it somehow. It says Mighty Rat Watch Collection, and it says inline image, and the image is not there. And I'm not going to show it because it's got your name on here, but it just didn't load in. Let me see if it came up this time. Oh, I found the Mighty Rat. Okay, here's one that he sent. There we go. I found the Mighty Rats watch collection. Yeah. Yeah, I would sell that. I would sell everything but the date in that picture. I got to get me some H2O. Stand by, folks. Okay. Yeah, I mean, my God, that date is stunning. And those other two, no, let them go. Let them go. Let them go. The date, I mean, look at the difference. Look how gorgeous that date is. And look at the Daytona and then that piece of crap, you know, next to the date on the other side. I mean, no. No. Don't wear ugly watches, people. Life is too short to wear ugly watches. Ah, jeez. Let's see. Craig gets 50% discount on what? What can I get a 50% discount on? Do tell. I will go for it. Leslie is far too small for a 34 mil, for example. 5 foot, 99 pounds, 5-inch wrist. So for her, a 24 to 26 millimeter watch looks really good. For those that like bigger women, a bigger watch could be necessary. Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you have to try the watch. You just do. We tried a few watches on Bree's wrist, and nothing I had was small enough that could be sized to fit her. Nothing. I mean, even that Victorinox or whatever, not Victorinox, the Winger I have, it's not that big a watch. It wasn't even close to fitting her. So, yeah, some of these tiny wrists, they've got to have they've straight up got to have a lady's watch. It's just that's just the way it is. Kyle's announced 1988. I couldn't find a year on the eBay sale I sent Craig, though. Okay. My wife, most used watch is the Oyster 26, followed close by a Pearl Master 29. Carlos, why did you time out Trashy Larry? All he said was that he was due for a shave. What's wrong with that? Good point. 32 mil is a great sporty all-around size for a woman. My fiance wears a small ladies date just that is elegant with diamonds and gold, but not very functional. The dial is really small. Well, maybe she just wears it for decoration. Maybe she doesn't even really use it to tell the time. There's that. Carlos and Trashy got beef. Smaller is classier on women in general, too. Absolutely, I agree with that. Carlos having fun with the wrench. Craig prefers clean shaved viewers. Yes, clean shaved is good. I wasn't sure what Trashy Larry did wrong either. Okay. Let's see. You can get a better strap made for cheaper than going out and buying a GS branded strap. Leon in the house. The seller is, okay, let me check that. Stand by for live updates. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's the seller. That's the one I've got up on the screen. So hopefully he's going to see this. Got big. You like your dinner plates for the wrist. Okay. I prefer men's watches to lady. Okay, I would delete if okay, yes, that's the guy, but that tip side on what you're showing blows. Why? What's wrong with, I don't understand. I think it looks pretty good. I don't see anything wrong with that strap. What are you saying is wrong with that strap? Please do tell. Please do tell what is wrong with that strap. Okay. But men want, okay. I'm not a fan of wrist clocks. Yet another eBay seller that seems to think raising the price might make it sell. I would offer him 150 at most. Let's see if he has. No, he doesn't have offer here, but I guess I could email. But yeah, I'm not going to piddle over a few bucks. I mean, that's peanuts. If it's a nice strap, that's the important thing. I mean, I don't think Steve can get me a GS strap for that price. I'll put it that way. So yeah. Let's see. Carlos wears a 40 millimeter day date, so he can't really knock to her. I've never touched a 40 millimeter day date, but Carlos has big wrist and it is white gold, so it works for him. Yeah, that, I wish he'd have gotten yellow gold. My gosh, that would have been stunning, but he wanted white gold, so he got what he wanted. There you go. But a 47 mil watch recommendation. Plus, one of the problems of getting the incorrect strap is it won't go through the metal keeper of the deployant. That's correct. That's why you want to get one that will fit properly, because the tolerances are very tight on this. When I threaded it through there, I mean, there's no wiggle room, and that's what makes it very solid, makes it really work, is that everything's exactly correct. So I'm assuming that this strap will be correct, because David got his from this guy too. David Williams got his strap from this guy, and he was very pleased with the size of it and everything. That is a very good point that you just make there, because you can save money and get one cheaper, and if it don't fit, you're kind of screwed. It's not like you can easily change it, right, to a different size. Let's see. Well done. Yes, I paid $176. Yeah, he raised the price. My opinion is that 38 to 40 millimeter is ideal. Okay, Joey. It's not a silly virus. I already had 4 coworkers die from corona. It's serious in the New York City area. Well, I mean, those guys should have taken better care of themselves, Joey. You know, they should have taken better care of themselves. That's what happens, you know, when you make poor decisions most of your life, then those poor decisions catch up to you. So that's what happens, you know, and I hope you're in better shape than they were, because this thing goes after those that are vulnerable. That's what it does, especially people that are older and have issues, right? And so, yeah, it's going to take some people down. But it's a very small number of people that are healthy, that are young and out and about, making things happen, doing positive things. Those people are generally fine. It's the older folks that have a bunch of issues because they made a bunch of bad decisions in their life that are paying the piper right now. That's generally what's happening here. The problem is the jackbooted thugs have put their boots on the throat of good people that have taken care of themselves, that have made good choices, and they've shut them down, which is going to cripple the economy, which is going to kill a lot more people than this virus would ever dream of killing. You wait till you see how many suicides there are. You wait till you see how much depression there is. You wait till you see how much alcoholism there is. You wait till you see all of the ancillary effects of this shutdown. Wait till you see how all that adds up. It's going to make the deaths from this virus look like nothing. These people made terrible decisions shutting everything down, and what they should have done was they should have used their resources to help sequester people that are vulnerable to this thing, Mainly people in nursing homes have been the ones that have died. The vast majority have been in nursing homes. So they should have protected those people. They should have helped those that are at risk and let everybody healthy get out there and do their thing and get it and get over it so that we get herd immunity. We'd probably have herd immunity by now, and we'd be good. You know, Sweden's going to be fine. They're going to have herd immunity. They're going to be fine. And they didn't do these draconian steps of shutting everything down. This was a total fail, a total fiasco, and it's because of people like Joey spreading this BS. You know, you got a couple of people die and they're in bad shape and so forth, so you're going to shut down the whole economy? That's absolutely ridiculous. That you need to think that through a little bit. That makes no sense at all. Tell all the healthy. And now they're telling kids. Kids can't go to school. Kids don't die from this thing. What the hell? They won't let them go to school. And they won't let them go out and run around and play and do the things they do and all. They won't let them have a birthday party and all. They're not vulnerable to this thing. Basically, people under 20 years old, for the most part, don't die from this thing, period. They got like a 1 in 100,000 chance or some sort of nonsense of dying from this thing. Do you realize that 600,000 people plus a year die from heart disease? 600,000. Do you realize another 600,000 die from cancer? Do we shut down our whole economy because of that? That's a whole lot more people than are dying from this thing. A whole lot more. We don't shut down our whole economy because of it, because a lot of people made bad decisions and got heart disease. We don't shut down our whole economy for that. We don't shut down all the fast food restaurants out there that are selling poison that are literally killing people every day. We don't shut them all down, right? This is ridiculous, folks, and you're feeding into this. People like Joey are feeding into this crap. Don't get me started on this. Don't get me wound up on this, because I'm seeing small businesses destroyed. I'm seeing businesses that people spent 10, 15, 20 years building. I'm seeing businesses where somebody went out and worked their butt off, worked a job and worked their butt off and saved their money and saved their money and saved their money for literally decades, 10, 20 years. And then took all that money and invested it in a business and started a business, their dream of having their own business. And then they worked hard and built that business up. And we're finally doing well. And now the jackbooted thugs come and shut down the economy and tell them they have to shut down their business indefinitely. And then promise that they're going to send them some money to help them out, and they never do. This is what I'm seeing. And let me tell you something, it pisses me off. Whatever happened to personal responsibility? Whatever happened to people taking care of themselves and making the right decisions and being responsible for those decisions? Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to freedom in these United States? I wish the liberals would all go to New York, and I wish they'd put a damn wall around New York and let all the liberals stay in there and see how that works out for them. So there you go. And Durr says, Joey, I agree. I also know someone who has passed away due to the virus. I may eventually know somebody that passes away to it too, but why should we shut down the whole damn economy? That's absolutely ridiculous. It didn't work, first of all. First of all, they did it too late. Here's the thing, okay? If you guys want to know the facts, everybody was on the subways, running all over New York City, going out to the bars, hobnobbing with each other, doing God knows what, and they were all spreading this thing around. Okay? They were all spreading it all over the freaking place. All over New Jersey, all over New York. They were spreading the heck out of it for weeks. And then some genius says, okay, let's shut down. Let's shut everything down. Guess what? It was too late. If you were going to do that, you should have done that a month ago, a month before, right? They did it all too late. The thing is already out there. Most of the people that are getting it now are getting it at home, folks. Wake the you-know-what up. This is total BS. This lockdown solved nothing. It didn't flatten any curve. It solved nothing. All it's doing is wrecking the economy. What the idiots should have done was help sequester the people that are most vulnerable, and then let the people that want to take a chance, let the people that feel like they're in good health and want to take a chance, let them go out and do their thing. If they get it and they die, it's on them. They made the decision, right? They can sequester themselves. This shutting down the whole economy, wait and see how many deaths we have as a result of that. Wait until you liberals see what happens there. Of course, they'll never apologize. They'll never admit that they made a mistake. They'll never admit that this was a total scam. They will never admit it. But that's what it was, a total scam. We've been lied to and we've been scammed. So there you go. Craig is talking about people getting out there and being in motion. I thought sitting on my couch all day and watching Craig streams was being in motion. There you go. We're here to save Lance. Will you ever buy a new glass, Craig? No, I love this glass. This one's fantastic. Let me take another drink. Carlos, you're a hero. You are giving Lance hard work for your Explorer. Let's see. He does not want to work for the 39. He wants a 36. If it was a 36, then I would work for him. Carlos, teach some sense into him. Get fresh air, boys, and eat right. I barbecue my own dishes and by the creek every night. No one is ill in my town. That's right, Durr, because contradictions tremble in fear at the sight of Craig. Hey, Craig, sent you an email. My current watch duo, Tom Austin, I think I showed that. A sub 40 millimeter is dress watch territory for a man these days. You got to take these days out of it, Durr, because these days are not a good barometer. These days, nobody has any style or class at all. Most people don't have a clue how to dress. So don't use how people dress these days as an example of the way you should dress. That's just saying. And Megan, great advice. A sub is not a dress watch, period. The Chubb Mariner. 39 mil is the perfect size for my wrist. I've tried an OP39 and it was great. Sporty size. A sub is not a dress watch unless it's under 40 mil. I think none of them are, right? Durr has such a Greek statue constitution and elegance that can use anything he likes. There you go. Yeah, he's Durr is blessed with these good looks that he can get away with wearing ugly watches and it looks okay on him. But I would recommend most people not wear ugly watches. And even Durr, I would recommend he get rid of those other watches and just wear the Date 8. My gosh, he's got a freaking Date 8, folks. He's got a Date 8. Wear the freaking Date 8. Oh, man. Sometimes these people, they're infuriating. And Cheetown says you can pull off a pre-ceramic Submariner for dress purposes due to the slender lugs, but the obese modern sub, nope. And also the older ones were more rounded. The whole thing was more elegant looking, especially the red sub. It was a stunning case. We saw that the other day. We looked at that on the channel. Lance is in the house. The older vintage Milgauss is nice, but the new one is a little ugly. And it's also chunky. It's a little bit thick. The dial is very strange. Lance, sometimes being a bit out there is fun. I will get a Date 8 for pure class, but I like a little crazy once in a while. The Pepsi is fun as well. A Pepsi and a Date 8 in rotation would be a good rotation. I would sign off on that. San Diego and Los Angeles are on the edge of a freaking desert, folks. There you go. They are basically a desert. They've just irrigated them. Let's see. Definitely not for everyone, but it's unique. Okay. Craig just called my AP Royal Oak offshore a piece of crap. Yeah, that's an ugly watch. I would sell that puppy. No reason to own ugly watches. I hope you guys that bought those ugly watches because everybody said they were great, I hope you guys can get out of them before the whole bottom falls out of the market and you guys end up stuck with those things. I just hope you guys can get out while the getting is good. It might be too late already. But yeah, if you guys can get out of those ugly watches, I would highly recommend that. Let's see, I've tried on the Milgauss, and it's a great watch in terms of quality. The bright colors are just a little odd for Rolex. It looks like something that you'd see on a swatch. I just don't like the fact that the case is a little thicker. I just, there are better options in my opinion. Triforce Rich, completely agree. Dial is awesome. That's the reason I went for the unloved with grape OP dial. Changing color. Yeah, that's a beauty. Wondering what watch you recommend at $1,000. I really enjoyed my Shogun, the SBGY002, the Seiko Shogun. You can get one for well under $1,000. A Shogun. That's what I would get. Now, you can find some 9F Grand Seikos in that price range, used ones, on eBay. You might be able to find a nice Grand Seiko with a 9F that you like for around $1,000. Let's see here. Craig, would you use an AP Royal Oak offshore as a doorstop? I would sell the thing. I'd get out from underneath that thing. Megan's in the house. A daily dose of trail mix keeps the dentist away. I'm off to wood fire a trout. Go for it, Megan, in the house. Let's see. Okay, got that. First, I can imagine the red one, but I've never seen one of mine. Okay. I can't believe we let Bree walk around watchless. Yeah, somebody's got to buy her a Rolex. Come on, one of you guys. One of you guys that's not, all hat and no cattle. One of you guys that's actually got some cattle. Maybe get Bree a watch. What do you think? She would appreciate it. She would wear it and enjoy it. Logan, look at saving more cash and buying a decent watch. The 116400 GV, okay. The black or blue dial, Lance, okay, I'm sure, okay. Blue, there we go. We normally would agree with you there, but still decent watches at Grand, and not everyone wants to pony up that much if they aren't usually into the hobby. Okay, for sure, Lance, it's not a typical Rolex at all, not meant to be your class. Okay, the Milgauss has a great history behind it, though. Okay. Cheetown, then I like the older Milgausses better, to tell you the truth. Cheetown, then they should buy a $200 Seiko or $50 G-Shock and call it a day. Watches at $1,000 are a waste of money. The other thing you could buy if you want to spend less than $1,000 is buy a nice Apple Watch. They're a fantastic watch. They really are. Rich is in the house. That rounded tip side should come to a point. That's a vintage look. Oh, yeah, that's interesting. Mine's, see here? Mine is a little bit more of a point, I think. Interesting. I really don't mind the rounded one, though. I could go for the rounded one. I don't think that would be a deal killer for me. I'm wondering if I should give this one a try and see what it's like. It's really not that expensive for a quality strap, and by all accounts, I mean, David likes his, and it would appear that Rich likes his. So let's see here. The coated straps wear out fast as they lock in moisture. I don't know what you mean by coated. You think this one's coated? The finish looks very similar. They look very similar. So are you saying not to buy this black strap? This one that I'm showing here? I know there's a delay, but anyway, are you saying that I should not buy that? I'm getting confused on your advice here, Rich. Carlos, to my taste, the white Milgauss is one of the nicest style and hands on a casual watch. I agree. I like the white Milgauss better. To agree completely. Logan, okay, 1,000. Okay. The day date is a one watch solution, Craig. Absolutely. Absolutely, you can wear a day date as a one watch solution. For sure. There are people that do. That's what Jack Nicklaus wore for many, many years, a day date, as his one and only watch. It was his first watch, I think he said in the interview. For someone with their sights on a Rolex, GS, or Omega, then yes, the mid-tier is unnecessary. Watches between 1 and 2K are the worst buys in the industry. There you go. The Z Blue Milgauss dial is really nice, a breath of fresh air. Okay. She has got absolutely okay. Other than used Sen, Oris, or Fortis, most watches in that range aren't great buys. Like I say, he could get a GS with a 9F movement. That would be no joke. That would be a permanent lifetime watch. Triforce Rich, Carlos, I'm not a big fan of the white dial, the Magic, and the GV Crystal, which is only unique to the Milgauss and the entire watch industry. Okay. I do like them with the white, though, also. Joey's in the house. This is a man-made virus. I doubt that. I doubt that. I think when all is said and done, I think it's, it's basically a bad flu. That's what the numbers are looking like. It's like going to be maybe twice as bad as a bad flu season type of thing. And primarily killing those that are 80 years of age and up and with issues with like diabetes or some kind of pre-existing condition. That's the vast majority of the people that have died so far. And they could have done a better job of protecting those people, or they could have at least tried. But the government is not good at doing things. That's what we've learned through this whole process, is the same old thing over and over again. That's the definition of insanity, right? We keep thinking that the government is going to save the day, and they're not good at that. They're really not good at most anything. They're good at failure, is what they're good at. And this was a total fail. They shut down the entire economy for no good reason. There would have been no big spike. It didn't help at all. Basically, we would have seen about the same amount of people die, whether they shut down the economy or not. Because the people that died are not the people that are out there working hard for a living every day. Those aren't the people that are dying. Yeah, it makes no sense at all doing this. And they've scared people to death. This is the worst thing about it, is they've literally got people like Joey scared, thinking that they're going to get this virus and die. And now I'm assuming that Joey's in reasonable condition, that he's not a diabetic or whatever, right? But let's assume that Joey's not a diabetic, and let's assume he's under 70 years of age, right? And he's in decent shape. His chances of dying from this thing are very small. But they've scared him to death, to where he thinks if he goes outside the house, he's going to drop dead. I mean, it's insane the way they've scared people. There used to be a time when the government would downplay things because they didn't want to scare people, even if the thing was really dangerous, right? They would say, no need for panic, just do this and this, and we'll keep you posted. No, they would downplay things, right? Now, they hype everything up, and then the media gets a hold of it, and they just go freaking bananas and just totally hype everything up. And I see these poor people in Costco, all these people wearing masks, walking around with masks on. I'm like, oh my gosh, what in the world? What a bunch of sheeple. What have we become? Oh man, this is really something. Dur's in the house. 1K is not mid-tier. 1K is flushing your money down the toilet. Something is better off buying a cheap Seiko than wasting their money on what's available in the 1K range. But Dur, what about a 9F? Grand Seiko with a 9F? That wouldn't be flushing your money down the tubes. And we've seen a number of them on eBay in that price range. Carlos is in the house. E-Blue is really a unique watch. I understand people loving it. I would choose the white dial, but that's why there are options. I respect that the black non-GV dial, okay, good. 1K is usually not big enough step up from the cheap end quality and accuracy, and it's tough to sell. Actually, I sold my Shogun, my SBGY002. It sold really well. I didn't really lose any money on that watch. I got a good buy on it when I bought it, and then I sold it at, for about what I paid for it. I think it was around $600 or something like that. So that actually did well. Joey's about to get wrenched. If someone is looking to step up their watch game, 1,000 is not the price point to it. 1K is a big mistake. Are you still? Yeah, that for a little bit more than that, you can buy a Bond watch, the original Bond watch. I've seen those sell for around 1,400. So $400 more, you could step up to one of those. Fossey should be thrown in jail. Kevin in the house. There you go. That is also a good point. You will lose your coin big time getting out of most 1K pieces. Carlos, how much was your doxa? Okay, Mike's in the house. I own a home 9 miles from New York City. Worked in New York City for 35 years. New York City and tri-state area needed to be shut down. Your area of the world may not. Mike, it didn't help shutting it down. The people already had it. Millions of people already had it. You shut it down too late. You shut the barn door after the horse had gone out. Use your head a little bit, Mike. That's ridiculous. You're shooting yourself in the foot. Jeez. Now, if you'd have shut it down before millions of people had it, you're right. But literally, millions of people were exposed to it by the time they shut it down. That's how fast this thing spreads, right? It was all over the freaking place. Now, a lot of the people that were exposed to it simply recovered and never had any symptoms, but they had the antibodies, right? They did tests to see how many people had antibodies, and then they extrapolated out, and they figured that millions of people had been infected with it, right? So the bottom line is, Mike, that you did the worst thing possible by shutting it down. What you should have done was let the young, healthy people go about their thing, go in the bars, drink, party, and all. Let them all get it and all get over it. Now the latest data out is saying that if 40% get it, that's enough for herd immunity. Earlier on, they were saying 60%, but now there are studies that are saying all you need is 40%. So if you get 40% that have it, that have been exposed to it and gotten over it, you're going to get herd immunity, and now you're okay. Now you're out of the woods, right? But by locking down and by slowing that down, you're really shooting yourself in the foot, because you're just going to protract this whole thing. You're going to make this whole thing go longer, and you're simultaneously doing all of this damage to the economy. So you got to think things through a little bit, Mike. That it makes no sense what they've done. They've done exactly the opposite of what they should have done, and it's too late now for them to admit that they were wrong. They're not willing to do that, so they put themselves in a box, and meanwhile, all the business owners are being thrown under the bus. That's how that's working. And you will find out it will affect everybody eventually, what they're doing here. It's going to affect everybody. Maybe only the government employees are probably the only ones that are going to be getting a check, and those on welfare. So if you're a government employee or you're on welfare, you might be okay, but everybody else is going to take it on the chin. That's how this is going to work out. And of course, the wealthy, the people that have money set aside and that have investments and so on, they're going to be okay. But the little guy, he ain't going to be okay. He's the one that always takes it on the chin when these bureaucrats screw up. Let's see here. Carlos, okay. It's heartbreaking for small businesses, to say the least. My philosophy watches under 1K or over 3K. Generally, when it comes to resale, you won't be devastated if you want to sell, and you will generally be happy. Well, we'll find out, Durr, if you're able to sell all those stunners that you've got. I think you better get out while the getting is good, because the economy is crashing and burning, and it's going to be musical chairs, and there's going to be a limited number of chairs, folks. Liberals suck, says Durr. Tom, I wouldn't recommend any Seiko over $500 right now. Okay. Let's see. I bet if they threw Obama and his husband in jail, the virus would instantly go away. And Tom's in the house, Cheetown, California. The new Willard piqued my interest. It is because of quality control. Carlos, the Explorer is a better function watch, no question. Milgauss is about aesthetics. Explorer for comfort and function. There you go. I don't want to flatten the curve. I like my women with curves. There you go. Brianna's got some pretty awesome curves. Let's see. QC is problematic. Seiko's movement accuracy guarantees are horrible. That's the reason why I sold my SBGY002. It wasn't that accurate. It really wasn't. And it ran slow. And I don't abide slow running watches. I don't go there. Let's see. Durr knows what he's talking about. Okay. Okay. Milgrowls. Craig, do you still back the Seiko Shogun? I think I just talked about that some. I really like the Shogun. Mine ran slow, which was a downside. If you got one that ran fast, I much prefer a watch that runs fast to slow, right? But other than that, it was a fantastic watch. I wore it for a couple of years. I really enjoyed that watch. It is super comfortable on wrist. It wears flatter on the screen than the 231 on the wrist than the 231. It's a little trimmer, a little thinner, right? And it really is super comfortable. I loved that watch. If it didn't run slow, I'd probably still have it on my wrist. I'll put it that way. Let's see. Milgauss is bigger, heavier, super polished, and thicker. It's not just about telling time, but if you work around MRIS and high-tech equipment, the Milgauss is the way to go. Yeah, I've never had a problem with any watch getting magnetized, so to me that's never been an issue. But I guess if other people have issues with that, then yeah, you could do that or buy an Omega, I guess, It's probably the way to go there. Buy the Bond watch. Carl, interesting, never thought of that. Okay. Yeah, I like your date. I guess you do. That date is what he should wear all the freaking time. Life is too short. Zephyr, I'm on the hunt for an 18238 myself, and I want a mint birth year 1991 with the exact dial that's on my avatar now. Williams watches. Yeah, find a mint condition. Find a safe queen, with no bracelet stretch or anything, and go with it. Absolutely. Take your time and find a safe queen. Best affordable divers under $400 are Seiko's Orients and Citizens. 500 to 600 go Swiss. Unless 1K is the very most you want to spend, skip the mid-tier and save for Omega, GS, or Rolex. There you go. And again, I'll point out, you can get a bunch of 9F powered Grand Seikos for around $1,000 on eBay any day of the week. You'll find them on there. A new King Turtle looks great. Craig, can you believe it has been over a year since we met at Little Treasury Grand Seiko event? Yet time has flown by. Brett is in the house. Craig, you ever fast? No, the longest I usually go without a meal, I'll have to tell you, is probably 5, 6, 8 hours, something like that. That's about it. People say there are real benefits to fasting, but I don't know if I agree. I think if you eat the right things and all, I'm not sure that that's necessary. But yeah, there are people that swear by it. You need to buy her a Rolex. You got the deep pockets. Brett in the house. We might get Bree a Rolex at some point. I've given away a number of Rolexes in the past to some young lady friends. I've done it before. I remember watching the event live on this channel. There you go. Craig, the titanium Mildo Ocean Star nowadays is a better choice for the money than what Shoguns are going for. Okay. Interesting. Williams watches, if you can swing it, I would highly recommend the 118238 over an 18238. Nothing wrong with the 18238. But it'll be a lot harder finding one in good shape and more prone to stretch. Well, that's why he's going to have to find a safe queen. He's going to have to find one that has been used very little and is in mint condition. And they are out there. There are people that get those watches and then wear them very rarely, if at all. And that's the one you want to find. A primo unit. They are out there. You're going to have to pay a premium for it. I'm saying you'll probably have to pay 14, 15 grand to get one in really nice shape, but it would be worth it. In my opinion, it would be worth it. Carlos is in the house. I'm worried about how it could end if someday I coincide with at Durr having some drinks. You'd recommend OP39 or Explorer 39 first Rolex. I can't get caught up on these comments. Man, I need to get out of here, but I can't get caught up on these comments. I tore it up in Maryland at the Grand Seiko event, and then like 3 months later I flew back for another watch event. It was good times at Little Treasury. Craig and I tore up the barbecue. Yeah, he puts out a spread. I'll tell you what, Steve puts out a spread, and then he took all you guys out to dinner after, from what I understand. You guys wore me out. I had to go home. I couldn't go to the dinner. Let's see here. Durr's in the house. He says probably the most Rolex out there. Okay, so someone take. Okay, just trying to go through here and wrap this up. Most versatile Rolex out there. It's better for resale. Took me nearly 2 years to find one. The owner, unpolished, with full history and no name on the papers. My trusted dealers hate me. Okay. G-Town 39 is a great watch. Totally have my blessings on that, especially compared to the OP 39. Okay. If I had all the money that I could think of, I had to choose one watch as my only watch forever, it would be Explorer 39. There you go. That's quite a testimonial there. Explorer 39 is really a killer watch all around. There you go. They're in the house. I could make a legitimate argument that 9F stunner on the right, that GMT, could give it a run for the money, because that joker there is about 12 mils thick and 38.5 mils size, and it's got the GMT function, and it's got a permanent movement with spot-on accuracy. So there's something to be said for that. Let's see, Kyle Jett, this has been a good show. I guess he's bowing out. I don't blame him. Carlos, I agree. If you're forced to have only one watch, okay. I'm trying to catch up here, folks. Doing the best I can. Didn't get a final answer on that strap. This virus spread so fiercely among seniors due to young, healthy, and asymptomatic healthcare and nursing home workers spreading it without realizing they had it in the first place. See, that's why they should have done a much better job of protecting those people and making sure that people that were in contact with them were also sequestered. So you don't have to lock down everybody. You just have to lock down the people that are taking care of those that are vulnerable, right? That's what they should have done. And even if they had to offer those people incentives, extra pay to go through that procedure and to be tested regularly and whatever they need to do. Of course, testing isn't going to solve the problem, because it'd be too late, right? You could be asymptomatic and you could be spreading it, and depending on when the test is and all that, and when you get it could have been too late, right? So what they should have done was just had trusted people to work there and take care of them, and sequestered them all together, and just taken significant steps to keep those vulnerable people insulated. But they didn't do that. Instead, they decided to just lock down everybody, and that ain't going to work. And it didn't work. And a whole bunch of people died because of it, because they didn't know what they were doing. They were incompetent. Now, after the horses fled, they're finally doing it. They're finally taking steps to secure the nursing homes, all right? Which, of course, they should have done in the beginning. Craig's only 20 minutes behind in the comments. I know. I'm sorry. I'm trying my best. I need an assistant. I wish the silver lining to the store. I wish that the silver lining to this ordeal would be the company's return to local production instead of outsourcing everything overseas. That would be great. I would buy American. I'd pay more for it. You could get a 36 millimeter Explorer, but I guarantee you'll regret not getting the 39. Okay, sometimes I think on this job as a pub with Craig as the bartender looking at the strange Patreons. What fountain pen are you wearing, sir? Gold Stunner. This isn't a fountain pen. It is a DuPont. It's my regular DuPont pen that I always have with me. Let's see. The only thing I like from China are its women. I love Chinese gals. Well, there you go. I don't blame you. Government employees are getting full wages sitting on the couch right now. There you go. 1162XX Datejust has clunkier lugs than the Explorer 36, so it wears bigger. With the 1262XX new Datejust, the lugs are skinnier. There we go. The pins, buddy, personally, I got the 40 millimeter pieces. I love my 36 millimeter. Okay. I'm trying to catch up. I just can't catch up here, folks. You're going too fast for me. Triforce Rich. I got to skip some of these comments. Got a date 118238 on my wrist right now. Well, that's a good move, of course. Let's see. Next up, a faux pay solid gold 18 karat gold bracelet to go with it. I'm with you there. I've got my eye on one of those too, Dur. I agree with you. I've got my eye there. Are we going to get Steve to do a special deal for the two of us? A special deal? Do you enjoy walking south of 8 Mile with your 118238 proudly on display? They're always go in convoy with security personnel. However, I'm friends with Teddy Brasier, so he got me a screaming deal at Bob's Watches. I paid under $15K. There you go. Absolutely. Steve didn't offer Craig a combo meal deal with the gold faux pay bracelet with the 002. He gave me a pretty good deal on the 002, but I'm going to try to work a deal on a faux pay, however you pronounce it, bracelet too. I think it would go good. Put it on this other wrist. I think it would go good with my 002. What do you guys think about that? Would that be too much? Oh, how far back is Craig on the comments now? Come on, you guys. Why do you have to be so ahead of me on this? Keeping tabs on the 18238's not going to be buying, but a big check might be coming in 4 to 5 months, and I'm waiting for a safe queen 90% on the market. Can't even be considered. Yeah, wait. You'll find one. Be patient. Good things come to those who wait. We're not wrapping up any puppies yet. As Craig's channel viewers and commenters grow, the length of the show also grows. Triforce Rich, I'm telling you, you can't get a 118238 over an 18238. Do it. If you can get, okay, they feel like two completely different watches on the wrist. Hey, I wore 18238s for years. They are fantastic on the wrist. Don't believe otherwise. They're great. They're very comfortable on the wrist. Having that extra weight is not always a plus. This watch is nice and light on my wrist, right? It's solid 18 karat gold, but it's nice and comfy and light on the wrist. I like that. I don't want extra weight for no real reason. Let's see here. What else we got? I like aesthetics of the 18238 more than... I agree with that. Also, 30% extra weight of gold isn't necessary. I don't mind a lighter watch. Triforce Rich, you're right. It is more comfortable. The 18238, I think, is going to be more comfortable on the wrist. Just get one that's tight. Get one that has a great bracelet, and you'll be good. The 6-digit, the 118238, it gets bracelet stretch too. I mean, it's not immune to it. You have to get the newest one with the ceramic sleeves to get around that stretch problem, and we don't know yet if they might have the problem too years down the road. We don't know. They haven't been out long enough to know. So far, Rolex has not been able to solve the stretch problem that has been provable, that they've solved it. Just going to the solid center links on the 6-digit watch did not solve the problem. They still get stretch. So there you go. I think the problem is the fixed screws. I think if they had a floating screw in there, that would solve the problem. But they've got the floating, basically the sleeve, and hopefully that will solve the problem. But we just don't know yet. We don't know because they haven't been out long enough. Let's see here. Already screwed my afternoon walk. Keep the comments coming. That way Craig won't wrap up. You guys are scamming me here. You guys, let's do it, Craig. Special deal for 2 faux pay yellow gold 18 karat bracelets. There we go. We'll have to talk to Steve. A meal deal combo. I think the faux pay, okay. Craig, let me know next time I come to town we will best Steve up for a price for 2 faux pays. Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll brace him in person. We'll brace him and see what kind of deal we can do. Negative hard pass on the faux pays bracelet. It's a bit too much, Michael. I would have said the same thing, but when I saw Steve's on wrist, I mean, it's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. But normally I would not go there, but it was really cool. I think I could make an exception for the faux pays. Let's see here. Could be a key to the basement. Depends on the thickness of the faux pays. Could look elegant. I think it has to be just like the one that Steve has. I think it has to be the size of the one Steve has. It's a nice size. Craig, there's a guy in Hong Kong that is a magician with bracelet stress. He charges $1,200 and returns a President bracelet to basic brand new condition, so it's not that big of an issue anymore. Yeah, I've heard about that, but I don't know what the lead time is on that. But I've heard about that, and that would be the thing to do. But I would rather just pay a premium and get a mint condition watch in the first place. Pay an extra, even $2,000, right? Let's say you pay $1,200 to have it fixed, but if you pay $2,000, you get one that's mint condition. That way the fluted bezel and everything's going to be mint, right? Because remember, the fluted bezel also wears down, right? So that's the advantage to buying a Safe Queen, is everything is going to be in mint condition, right? Not just the bracelet. So I would pay a $2,000 premium to get a Safe Queen. Let's say you could buy an 18238 in good condition for 13 grand all day long, let's say. Let's say you paid $15,000 and got a Safe Queen, one that was just like mint. To me, that's worth it. It's worth paying the extra $2 and getting the one that's just a stand-up piece. It's like you're starting with a brand new watch then. I'm caught up on the comments. Faux pays makes incredible gold bracelets. They are really unreal during the house. I think so. And you got to get the one like the one Steve has, though. They make other ones that aren't that stretched stuff, that aren't the way his is. The one to get is the one like he has, because I've researched it a little bit. They make some ones that are like lower priced ones that aren't as cool. So, yeah. I will be paying a premium to get as mint as I can with box papers. I want no trouble, but I like knowing that I have a guy in Hong Kong as a backup. Triforce Rich, good move. R. Wags is in the house. Craig, another excellent broadcast in the hopper. Hey, everybody, don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell. Have a nice dinner, Craig, and enjoy your evening. Thank you very much, Wags. Screw the guy in Hong Kong. The bracelet magician doesn't even do the work himself. For bracelet stretch, send it to Rolly Works in California for repair. A lot cheaper and better work. Whoa, good to know, Durr. Well, see, Durr, if you send yours there to have it done, you can put a nice leather strap on yours in the meantime and wear it with a leather strap. They look fine with a leather strap. I don't mind a day-date on a strap at all. And you can wear it that way while the bracelet's getting done. And have him take some really nice pictures, like some nice before and after pictures and stuff, and tell him we'll talk about it on the channel. Maybe he'll give you a better deal if you tell him we'll talk up his work on the channel. See what you can work out a deal. Be a deal maker. Let's see. I was willing to pay my 16233 Safe Queen, but I managed to get it at a surprisingly good price back in 2016. Okay. All right, we're going to wrap this up. Craig, why do you prefer Bitcoin over Ethereum? Carlos in the house. I don't think Ethereum is scalable. I think it's centralized. I think its whole proposition is a scam. I don't think it's ever going to work, what they want to do with it. I think it's got all kinds of problems, and I would stay away from it. I would stay away from any altcoins. I think all the altcoins are going to fail and have no chance of succeeding. I think the only one that has a chance of succeeding, and a decent chance, is Bitcoin. And that's why I'm invested in it, and that's why I'm going to stick with it. I have seen no altcoins at all, including Ethereum, that I think really stand a chance of long-term success. So that is the reason right there, in a nutshell. Let's see, sent pics to Rolly Works, and he says my bracelet is about 90% when it comes to factory specs, so I have pretty minor stretch. Yeah, I agree, Durr. I think you're going to be able to wear yours for years, without any issues. I think you've got nothing to worry about there. I think you're good. Wear it, man. I had one I had an 1803 with the hollow center links and everything with a lot more stretch than yours, and I wore it for a couple of years, and I was happy. I had no problem. I didn't get it fixed. I wore it, and then I sold it, and, I don't know what whoever bought it from me did with it, but it was fine. All right, we're going to change. Will you order a new USA flag drinking glass live on? No, I love this glass. I could clean the water spots off of it, but they'd be right back. This is hard water here. I think two-toned interest. Okay, I think I'm going to order this strap. I didn't hear back on whether or not I should order this strap, but I think I might order it. But anyway, I will think on it and decide. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we are going to wrap this puppy up. To wrap it up, let me get the app up here. My gosh, how long did we go? I don't even want to know how long we went. This was insane. This was a marathon broadcast. A marathon broadcast. That's what this was. An absolute marathon broadcast. Click subscribe and click the bell. Click subscribe and click the bell. And Tom says, let's have a look at all the options first. Before ordering the strap, we need some shows to decide. Craig, thanks for this super stream. It was really fun. Everyone try for a switch. Okay, I'll hold off on the strap, but hopefully we'll talk about it on tomorrow's show, because I want to decide, because this guy's upping the price. Maybe he's getting low on stock. So maybe I better grab one before they're all gone. So anyway, thanks all. And hey, click subscribe, click the bell.